This knocks once.
I will crush you! Misguided for nothing.
Alright, here is my skill tree. So the same as always, I come up the side, come down here, we're going to grab all these armor nodes. Ignore these two nodes, these are like my last two nodes I put in. Then we're going to grab this skill tree first. Down over here, we're going to grab these nodes here for a little bit increased damage with two-handed weapons. This is a good node, gives you big damage, and then some area effect while stunned. After that, we're going to boogie all the way down here to some increased melee damage and ancestral boosted attacks with some area of effect. Good little tree here. After that, I'm going to come back. I'm going to grab all the way out here for Crushing Verdict. Then we're going to come down, ignore these Strength, and ignore Giant's Blood till the very end or until you're able to. All the way down to here. This is where I grab these Armor nodes and this Rage node. So invest in this Rage, invest in that Armor, and then invest in this Skill Speed. After that, what I did is instead of coming down the backside and grabbing all this, I would come up here. I'd either go for Battle Fever or I'd just grab some Area of Effect until I could make it over to Bestial Rage or Overwhelm. So once I had enough nodes, I'd put it all the way over there. And you can even grab some of these attack speeds here. So there's a good little cluster of attack speed if you need some of that. But yeah, so I would book it one way or the other till I got there. And then same thing, I would just invest in these attack area nodes, or I would invest over here in some of these ones because you get some good damage here. And then, like I said, once you get enough nodes, book it over to Overwhelm, book it over to Bestial Rage. So we are running Blood Magic. Also got Armor applies elemental damage there. We have some more Rage here. Weapon set 2, we just threw it in for our Aftershocks, just some crit damage, area of effect of Aftershock, attack area damage, area effect. We have it coming down here for reduced hammer time. I have these ones just set up to weapon set 1 because that's where I do most of my damage. I only use weapon set 2 for Hammer of the Gods. On this build, that's it, just Hammer of the Gods. Now, if you don't want to do that and you're just running one weapon, you don't want to do weapon set 2, you can lock. I did not know this. but you can lock your weapon. So I use the same hammer for weapon set 1 as weapon set 2. Did not know that. I played this game since only for a year now. I did not know you could lock that. Super cool. I use the same weapon for this side. Like, it's just one hammer. I did not know you could do that. Found that out just a little while ago. That's awesome. I'm going to get roasted by some people because that's probably just elementary information. People knew that from POE 1, I'm sure, but that's super cool. I wish I would have known that a long time ago. It would have saved me a lot of money. But anyways, that's the skill tree. Now on to the gems. This is my time lost. I'm not happy with it. I want a better one, but for now it does attack damage, damage mages, increased stun buildup is a good one, increased effect of small passive skills, which is I think the most important. It doesn't bring it up that much, but these are 7, you know, you put it in, now you have 17 increased armor and 8% armor applies to element damage. So it's a good little boost. This one here, this is where I get 1 rage on melee hit, but increased damage with maces, attack damage, stun buildup. It's not good by any means. I would rather get a +3 to Hammer of the Gods for more damage, or +3 to something from an Arbiter jewel, but can't afford that right now. For your Megalomaniac, I'm running Bolstering Yell. This was like 1 Divine. So that's a 30% damage increase with empowered attacks. Pretty good investment. To be honest, if I could get one with Bestial Rage or Acceleration, that's what I would do. And then I would just, if I got Bestial Rage, I would keep Acceleration anointed and I would take all these points. And I might even I'd grab some more attack speed probably. I don't know what I would quite do with them yet, but I would maybe grab some of these nodes, you know, get some of these increased melee damage against mobilized or area of effect. You know, I'd come in for something like that. Maybe some crit damage, I'm not sure, but to be honest, that's what you want. If you can get a Megalomaniac with Bestial Rage or Acceleration, then you can save all these points and just do something else with them. But yeah, so my last one is Heart of the Well. The only thing I focus on here is increased skill speed and increased attack speed. And then try to get a damage, like gain extra damage as lightning or chaos or cold or fire, whatever it is. But that is the skill tree. So and if you wanted to save some points, I'll say this real quick. You can get rid of these. You don't need this Hammerfall duration. That's just me. I like a hammer to drop as quick as possible. But you don't need these 2 points. You don't need these 4 points. You probably don't even need these 4 points here. You can put them into, you know, like empowered attacks deal more damage. That would definitely be more damage. Be good there. You can invest in different armor nodes, or like I said, you can come over here for these two. I like those ones. You can get 3% max life here. You can get 3% max life there. Tons of other things we can do, but your armor. Oh, that's weapon set 2. Wait, what? There we go. Weapon set 1. Armor doesn't really matter for weapon set 2 because I just call the hammer and then I throw on my Sunder. So you can get hit, but it's still not too bad. You know what I mean? We're just below 80, a little bit below 90, so it's not too bad. But if you get better gear than me, you know what I mean? Like better pieces that have more armor and stuff, you can get rid of these ones and still be where I'm at. So you can invest them into, you know, empowered attacks, deal more damage, and whatnot. Now we're on to the Ascendancy though. As always, come out for hulking form. No questions there. Have to grab that one. This season, I'm coming all the way out to Ancestral Empowerment, so every second slam is ancestrally boosted. And then obviously you have 25% chance for slam skills to use additional Aftershock, but that's my skill tree, that's my gems, and that's the Ascendancy. Alright, so now I'm going to do the skills. So to start the skills off, we have Leap Slam. I do not need Leap Slam. I only use Leap Slam just to get myself out of a bind, but if you are going to have it in there, we have Fist of War 3, so when I do use it, it's big area of effect, or double damage from Ancestry Powered. This is the cool one. I'm not even going to try to say that, but this one explodes bodies on the ground. So when you kill a bunch of enemies with Sunder and then you get surrounded and you jump up and you slam, a bunch of bodies blow up. I hope somebody does a build with this thing, because it has potential. I just haven't had the time to even look into it, and there's going to be people who do a better Leap Slam build than I with that. So I'm curious to see where that goes. Now, as far as Earth Shatter, I just slammed this down at the beginning of the boss fight to get a little bit of damage. I don't really use it that much, not as much as last season. But my skill gems in it are Branching Fissures, Life Leech, Fist of War 2, and Heft. Sunder is my main damage. So I got lucky. I corrupted this one to 21. It does most of our damage. But we got Fist of War 2 for every 4 seconds. You get Ancestor boosted. I have Heft for 30% more. Rapid Attacks 2 for the increased attack speed. Atuli's Bloodletting. I just wanted this in this skill because it actually brought it up quite a bit. You know, like that's like 33,000 or something there. That's a pretty good jump. And then the last one is Life Leech. This one I switch out though. So, to be honest, that's the skill I run in there all the time is Stun 2. If I'm having a tough map where I'm dying, or I think I'm going to die, or it's a fully juiced or just crazy, I will put in Life Leech, because this just keeps me alive. Like, you're leeching so much life with these hits that you're just healing so fast. But with Stun 2 in there, we're doing 956% physical stun modifier, and it stuns bosses so fast. So if I was just bossing, I would run Stun 2, and then if I was mapping on a tough map, I would run Life Leech. Because even with Life Leech, we're still doing 521%, and that's still really good. You can still stun bosses fast enough to get the damage and whatnot, but yeah, it Stun 2, you can stun Ubers and everything ridiculously fast. Forge Hammer. Dropped this at the beginning. I got unlucky with my corruption. It went down. But in this one, we're running Fist of War 3 because I don't throw it all the time, so it always gets that double effect. Elemental Armament. Rapid Attacks. Rage 3. This gives me 9 Rage as soon as I hit the ground. Boom. Off and running with 9 Rage. And then once I hit it with a couple Sunders, my Rage bar builds really quickly just by getting this little kickstart. And then Concentrated Area. Just give us that 30% more damage. It goes from 84 to 109. Good little jump. And I have so many other area of effect nodes with on the skill tree. It's actually still quite, you know, that's pretty decent size there. So most Ubers and stuff can still walk around and you'll still collect the damage from them. On to Infernal Cry. We have Second Wind, we have Cooldown Recovery, and we have Astral Projection. I like to run Second Wind on this one just because I like to blow it up, and then I like to empower my Hammer of the Gods once I have it, and usually it's not off cooldown. For Seismic Cry, I just have Astral Projection. I should have Cooldown Recovery on this. I'm just short on Dex at the moment. Herald of Ash, feel free to change this with Herald of Lightning if you have more Dexterity, or Herald of Blood, same thing if you have more Dex. I just run Herald of Ash, looks cool. I like the explosions, fire explosions. But we run Cannibalism 2 for that 3% max life on kill, and then I have Magnified Area 1. Hammer of the Gods. They didn't change it this season. I feel like they nerfed the damage, but then they gave us this cool little new support gem. I don't know if it's new. I didn't see it last season, and if I'm choked if it was there last season. But a friend of mine pointed it out to me this season, and it is sweet. So in Hammer of the Gods, we have Heft, Zephai's Infamy, I don't even know how to pronounce that. We have Rigworld's Ferocity, Utel's Embrace, and then we have Heavy Swing. Now this little gem turns this into a glory skill, which it always was a glory skill. But now I can gain Hammer of the Gods just by throwing or spending life on skills. So when we run Blood Magic, we get Hammer of the Gods, which is very cool, I thought. It works a lot better than the stun bar because it just comes like fairly quick. You can't get that. I mean, you could get that, but not at a boss. I can walk into it with a boss, and I can build it in the boss room to have it drop on him at the beginning. And if I'm maxed out Rage currently right now, it sits around 650,000, but I've seen it hit up to like 1.5, 2 million on a hit. So I gotta boost this damage a lot more, and I will be working on that. Last but not least, we run Berserk. Once I get in Berserk, I'm just running Precision 1, but I will run the support gem that gives you +3. I just can't remember the name right now. It drops from the expedition boss. I can't remember what it's called, but that's the one I'm going to be running in here once I get it, and it'll give me I'll get above 70% increased rage with that. So that's the skill tree, or that's the skills, and now on to the armor we'll go. In the armor, my gear is very, very low end game gear. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but we'll go through it. Helmet, on all my armor, I want armor applies to elemental damage. I want a res, strength, max life. So that's what we got here. Mix and match wherever you need to, but basically just as high armor as you can. Armor applies to elemental damage, max life, strength. Same with over here, strength, max life, armor applies, a res. Movement speed of 2 on the boots. For gloves, you want as high as attack speed as you can get. You want preferably 2 damage mods. I don't really care about armor on my gloves, so if I could get 2 damage mods, attack speed, and then life, preferably. But these aren't bad. These were fairly cheap at the beginning of the season. I'm sure gloves are way more expensive now. As far as my belt, same thing. I got reses, strength, max life. I would like to have higher armor on this. Like, that's a really bad armor mod. What is that? It's a tier 9. I'll omen to like that whenever I can. Now, as far as my weapon, I'll do my rings. My rings aren't the best, but they have max life, strength, a res, and flat damage. So that's all you need on them, and you just upgrade them as you come. But same thing, max life, strength, a res. You do need a physical attack damage to leech life on one ring. I have a very low one here, and it seems to work just fine for me. Oh, I guess it's a tier 2. It's not low, but 6%. Usually I have like 6% on both rings, but 6% on one seems to work fine. Now, as far as my amulet, amulets are very easy to make for the warrior. They're not cheap, but they're easy. Buy an amulet with +3 to level on melee skills. Get lucky maybe with your Orb of Transmutations or your Regals to get up. And then you can always force increased armor from equipped body armor every time. So you can at least get +3 to melee levels and 60% increased armor from equipped body armor. All you need is an Omen of Liege, and then Well of Souls it with a prefix thing, whatever it's called again, to make it a prefix. It shows up in the Well of Souls every time. And then you can put increased global defenses on there with a perfect essence. So you can get lots of armor right out of your amulet with a guaranteed melee skills. And it's only 1 divine for a +3 level to all melee skills amulet. It's not cheap to do, but it is very possible. As far as my hammers go, leveled all attack skills. On my Sunder hammer, I want Onslaught. That's an important thing. It just gives me more attack speed, as in Sunder is so hard to get attack speed up, especially dual wielding. That's why I'm not dual wielding. It seems to be so slow. Like, if I put this here, like, look at that. That is slow. And my attack speed for Sunder is 0.95. Like, that seems like ridiculous. But if I put that there, 0.96. It's literally 1 longer, and it's way faster. So I run 1 hammer for Sunder, and then dual wielding hammers for Hammer of the Gods, obviously. But yeah, high physical, +5 level attacks, Onslaught on this one. On Hammer of the Gods, we are going to run, I also run skill speed gems on my Sunder hammer, and then on this one I just run increased physical. But yeah, same thing, +5 to all levels, as much physical as you can get, and then that's all you really need. The gain mana per enemy killed, ignore that. I was being too chicken to try to put haste on it, so I don't want to lose my attack speed. But yeah, that's my armor and gear. Oh, for gems, or for charms, this is the only important one. I run that one, and then whatever mapping, if I'm doing a bunch of fire or something, I'll change these ones around for now. But this one's very important, and it's cheap. It was 35 exalts. 200% armor when you get stunned. I get stunned all the time because I sprint everywhere. Alright, so this season, Hammer of the Gods, there's this support gem. I think it's new. I don't know. Maybe it was here last season and I missed it. It's possible. Either way, friend pointed it out to me. Now, instead of stunning enemies for glory, all you got to do with this infamy, this is Zephai's infamy support gem, is spend life to gain glory. Now, it says 50% more glory. Doesn't matter. Like, it comes so quickly. It just builds and builds and builds and builds. Already Hammer of the Gods. And even if you're using Sunder, like, it gains quite a bit. There it is again. It's not hard to get. comes back. So I'm really bad. I keep forgetting like to use it as fast as I can, but you just spend life and you get Sunder. So it's pretty, or you get Hammer of the God. Sorry. Yeah, super cool. Excited to see where this goes. There's a lot of room left. I got quite a few levels till I get to cap for that 40. I can definitely get more damage out of my rings. They're not the best, and I can definitely get more damage out of my hammers. You know, there's quite a bit of room to crank this damage up a long ways. So yeah, I was pretty excited when I got that pointed out to me.
The edict already burns for your world. Grave turmoil awaits you. Long for this world. Her only salvation is written. Improbable, but
Father will be proud.
must
A king without a real crown, and soon without a head. Steel yourself!
The border of my realm grows closer.
It won't save you.
The royal power is mine. Oblivion awaits. Doom at the door. You purify. Purify.
We will take the power that we deserve. You are nothing but a tyrant. Easy. I'm not ready. That will not go unpunished. Freezing gale. I need more time.
disgrace these sands.
This changes nothing.